I'm here. I'm alive. I have survived the great crash out of the PMS of August. I am here. I didn't think I would make it. There's a part of me that was like, I don't know. I don't know. This is feeling very iffy right now. But I am here. Yes, yes. Cheers. I also now have things set up a little bit, every single stream, leveling up a little bit more. So I think now I have things set up so I could see the actual usernames and all the colors and all the emotes. Right. Because these are emotes. I'm also trying to really learn the terminology this time around. So, so yeah, okay. Because I know there's a difference now between emotes and then the things that pop up on your screen, which alarms, I can't remember the names for it, but the things that actually pop up on the screens when an event happens. Alerts. Yes, there we go. There we go. See, I'm getting there. I'm taking the Twitch schooling. I'm figuring it out. It's a process, but we are getting there. Today I was learning a little bit about the bits and how that works. Because I was like, what's the difference between like a bit and then a tip? And then what makes people more incentivized to tip versus give bits and then the other way around? But I guess bits are more, in the way that I can understand it, they're more, I guess, centralized to the platform, whereas tips can just come from, yeah, I mean, definitely always, because especially, I know at least with Stream Elements, you can get the tips directly to your wallet, whereas bits, you got to wait for the payout and all of that good stuff. Like, I could get tips right now as opposed to like bits. I think you can technically send them to me right now, but number one, I don't really have them set up or with, customization and stuff. But I also can't get the payout for it yet until I'm monetized. I don't know. So we are here. We are learning. We are doing our very best at this point. I'm super excited because I actually feel like I said I wasn't going to do a birthday photo shoot, and I really had no intention of doing one. But then I started working on my vision board because something in me said, you know what, 32 is giving, which, thank you, by the way, because it never occurred to me that I'm turning 32 on 23. So thank you for that, because I really was like, you ate with that one. It never even crossed my mind. 32 on 23. You did that. Okay. So I was feeling like 32 is kind of giving vampire. It's like something about 32 is giving like, I don't know, just real vampiric energy, and not in a bad, negative way, just in like, we're going to step into our power. We are going to really just see what it's like to just embrace being the full being that we are. Because, listen, in the past, I know, like, everybody's going to love this era. In the past, I think I've gotten so used to just playing small. And even though, I love that it seems like I'm myself, and it's not like I'm never not myself. That would be a lie. I'm always myself, but I'm always myself in like this like small version. And I'm like, what if I just let myself play the cocky parts? And maybe it won't actually be cocky. It will actually just be self-confident. Like, maybe I won't, be like, well, it's not a big deal. No, let it be a big deal. Like, what if I let myself actually just be everything instead of trying to be something typical and small and normal? And I feel like that's the energy that 32 is giving. It's giving, we're going to just be the full vampiric beings we are. We're going to be sexy. We're going to indulge. We are going to just embrace what it is to have all the knowledge that we have gained, to have all of the power that we have gained. Like, we are going to, like, I'm so excited. And so I did, actually, I'll grab it real, yeah, because you can see my article back there, but hold on. this morning I did update my vision board a little bit, and I added some like vampiric imagery to it. I also, now Prudence is technically a witch. I am aware of that, okay? I do not need clarification on that. I know she is a witch, but something about her definitely gave more vampire energy than witch energy. I'm sorry, it just did. So I put her on here. We're really just gonna lean into that, okay? That is who we're gonna be in 32. I love this board. This board really does feel like 32 to me. I had to put my middle quote here because every single time I watch Mrs. Maisel, which is a white woman, she's the only white woman you will notice on this board, all right? Because we are blackity black here. But I did have to put this quote here. Listen, because Sabrina is I don't really care about Sabrina, if I'm being honest. Prudence should have had her own spinoff show. Why does Prudence not have, well, probably because Tati Gabrielle has other things to do. But she should have had her own spinoff because I would have watched it. I would have watched her and Chance, R.I.P. Chance. But I would have watched, which sudden. That was actually so sudden too. But Prudence should have had her own spinoff for sure because her character was way more interesting. Her character had way more depth to it. I cared way more about her family. Like, I'm sorry, Sabrina, I did not care about. And every single time she came on the screen, I just wanted to shake her. And I think it was also very interesting because they're all supposed to be about the same age, right? But Sabrina made choices like a kid would make a choice, right? They were all kind of stupid and frivolous because that's what kids do. Prudence made choices like she had the whole world on her shoulders, which felt very, very apt being a black character for especially a black woman she was a black kid, you know? But you should. Well, the first season's good. The first season is good. You start to lose me, especially by, I don't remember how many seasons there are, but definitely by the finale episode, I was over it. I was done. I was finishing it against my will. Okay. And I think most people were too, but Prudence should have had her own show. She looked amazing. Okay. Yes. The finger wave and the fact that she had to do them herself because they didn't have anybody on set to do her hair for her. Like, also Jazz Sinclair, right? Is that her real? I'm trying to think if that's her real name or if that's her actress name. I can't think. But yeah, maybe it's her character. I really can't remember. The girl with the looser curls. She also would have been an interesting. They really should have just done Black Witches, honestly, because they were way more interesting than Sabrina. Sabrina really just missed the mark for me, but the rest of them were so interesting and so fascinating to watch. And I would definitely, because she was blind, whoever Jazz is, she was blind, and that's due to like a family curse or something like that. And that would have been so interesting to see play out. But now I know she's doing Gen V or whatever, from the Boys spinoff. And she's good on that too. Wait, am I getting my shows mixed? No, I'm not. I'm definitely not getting my shows mixed up. I had to think about it. I'm like, wait a second. It's, what's her name? Kiernan Sherpka? I think I'm misspelling that. Mispronouncing that. But Kiernan Sherpka from Mad Men, she's cute. It's nothing against her. It's just she's a weak young girl. And that's great. But you put her up against so many strong black leads, like it made her pale in comparison. I mean, I guess physically and in character choices. That's I want the spinoff. I want the not the Sabrina, but the other ones, you know? I just feel like they deserved it, we deserved it, and we did not get it. And I'm upset by that. But also, I understand, because they're adult women, and they probably don't want to play high schoolers for very much longer. Or maybe I think they probably could for a little bit longer, but... yeah, that is definitely... Listen, I put it in my planner because I wanted to stream before my birthday, and I fear this is the only day I'm going to get to do it. I fear this is the birthday stream, which is lame and a letdown, but honestly, if you knew the trenches that I was in, like, it was not good, okay? But I said, I'm going to stream today. Thank you. I'm honestly happy to be here. I love being here. That's why I was kind of bummed, and I was like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can get on stream. I just don't think I can do this right now. Because I do really love doing this. This is a lot of fun for me. But I told myself I'm going to stream today. And then I had this idea. I was like, I'm going to do a smoky eye. I'm going to do something kind of vampiric. I'm going to do a very simple photo shoot for my birthday. Very simple, probably just up against that backdrop, to be honest with you. And just do something hot, sexy, fun, and free. And then I think I'm going to do maybe like a quick, like, sell a couple of Polaroids on the Patreon of that photo shoot. So maybe like 3 or 4 letters will be available up for grabs, just so I can get a little bit of birthday money out of it, since we can't have a birthday stream. And then I'm going to lay down. That was my goal. Then I'm going to lay down and do absolutely nothing. I might paint my toes. Interview with the vampire. Gonna do absolutely nothing except really just marinate in the fact that my period has started today. And it's usually the worst on the first day, feeling-wise. I get pretty bad cramps. But aside from that, I mean, that was the goal for today. So I checked this off my list. I did do a little bit of yoga this morning. As you can see, we are staying hydrated. I hope you are as well. Because, you know, this is my life source right now. You know what is interesting though? So I know you can't see, but I have my Restream chat up as well as my Twitch chat. What a weird slip of the tongue. Twitch chat. And I can see the differences very clearly. And so, like, when you say nods in Twitch, it shows up in the italicized. But on Restream, it just shows up in yellow text, which is very interesting because I'm really missing so much. I didn't realize I was missing so much context by using the chat that comes with my dual streaming service. So I'm trying to think how I want to attack this vampire eye. Listen. English is also not coming very... I could tell my brain is like half working right now. English is not coming very easy to me right now, but it's fine. I'm only supposed to just keep talking. That's it. That's only my whole job is to talk, speak English, you know. I know I want to do red. I'm trying to decide if I want to do glitter in my vampiric eye or not. But I guess I have to do the rest of my eye before I even get into the glitter. So I guess. Do you have any big plans for this weekend? I feel like everybody's starting school. I mean, I'm way past school age at this point, but I feel like everybody is getting ready to go back to school and what have you. Rest from work. Nice. Do that. That's nice. I'm trying to see from my many glitters if there is a particular glitter that... Ooh, I do have Bloody Mary, which could be fun. You don't have to tell me, but if you want to, what do you do? That it would be getting busier. Well, yeah, retail does get pretty busy at this point. I think my sister's having a lot more hours. That one's a little bit too orange. So I know for her, she's about to be busy as heck. And if you live in a college town, that'll also get you. I remember when I lived in college town and I worked retail, girl, they had me working all the freaking time. I don't want that one. Okay, okay. That seems way, honestly, I think when I was at Ulta for like a very brief period of time, I was, first off, they were always trying to get us to wear headsets, and I was like, I can't do that. I can't do that, friend. So they would try to get us to wear headsets, and I was like, since this doesn't work for me, what would you like me to do? And they're like, you know what? We are just going to have you on the floor anyway, and you could just wear this headset and pretend that it works. And I was like, can I just like work, what is it, replenishment or whatever? I was like, can I just do the part of the job where you restock the shelves and you have to like come in at like 4 a.m. or something like that? Like, that's what I wanted to do. I was like, I don't want to have to pretend that I could hear people. Like, don't do that to me. I would rather just not have to do that and then just do work I can actually do without having to pretend to know what Granny Ann has to say to me about this makeup product. And they were, I think the problem is, you know, people like to have, at least at Macy's in particular, when I worked there, they particularly like to have men working like the replenishment. It's not like it's a requirement, but they like to have men doing like the restocking and then the women on the floor because it just looks nicer, especially if you're like a pretty girl or whatever. And I think Ulta was kind of in the same vein where they were like, well, you're a pretty girl, you should be on the floor. And I was like, no, put me with the men, put me with the boys. Like, I can handle it, boss. And they just, so I did not last very long there. Technically, my shortest job though, I think I worked at McDonald's for like 3 hours. They gave me a headset against my will, because every job does that, against my will. And they think because I can ace the interview, I could wear a headset. And wear this headset, and yes, wear this headset. And I had to have been like, I don't know, probably like 20 years old or something, 20, 21 years old. And they had me like do the drive-through orders too. That was the most diabolical thing of it all. Had me do drive-through, I cried. I bawled my eyes out, put the headset down, and then left. I was like, I'm out. I'm out. And I promise you I was only there for like 3 hours. I was done. I was absolutely done. And I should have known, because if I remember properly, we couldn't get the captions to work for the training videos. And they were like, it's fine. You know, we just have to do this because it's like part of the job. Like, you don't even really, most of it is common sense and you seem like a smart girl. And I should have known then. I should have known then that this was not going to be the place for me. And it was not. It was not. I was done. I left immediately. I don't even think they called to check and see where I was. I was out. Yeah. Yeah. You know, my employment history is a lot like that, honestly, which is why I love being in a club. I love working in a club. If I could hear, I would have been a bartender, but can't hear. So, but I love working in the club and being in the club. That's always been my place to thrive, honestly. And if I wasn't so, not for lack of better wording, if I wasn't so old and tired, I honestly would go back to being a stripper. But I'm a little old and tired for that right now. Like, I can't do it. I cannot do it. People just talking to me. Ugh. And then I have to pretend to care. Ugh. But I love dancing. You know? This is different because, like, this is curated to some degree. Like, I assume if you're following me, you have to care about something that I care about. You know what I mean? Whereas in the club, anybody can just come in. Like, it's not your own curated space. And that's one thing I definitely like about being online more than I like about being in a club, for sure. Yeah. I mean, every once in a while you'll get a rando who doesn't like anything that you like on the internet, and then you're like, why are you here? Like, ho, why is you here? Like, go. You don't have to be here. But most of the time, we at least have a common similarity somewhere. Oh, you know what I'm missing? Just me scooting around on my little chair. You know what's not going to be great though is when I get very hot. I was very cold all this morning, which is why I'm wearing this giant hoodie. Totally forgot that it gets very hot underneath these lights. And I'm going to have to legitimately change. I'm going to have to change out of this hoodie because also, big hoodie, no pants time, you know? You don't wear anything underneath a hoodie this big. So, but we're gonna tough it out for as long as we can. Oh, you know what I need? I need a red. Because we're gonna go deep with this. We're gonna go pretty vampiric with this. So there. Ugh. I'm so excited though. I don't know why. I think I'm just excited. I have a new, like, not a new lease on life, but I feel like human again. I feel restored. Um, and so I feel excited to be alive, I guess, right now. That's where I'm at, which is just when you go from sad posting and then you're like, I'm alive. Yeah. PMS, crazy concept. I don't know who did that. They should have never done that. Why? Like, what was the reason? The bleeding wasn't enough? They had to say, now you're going to be miserable too? Crazy work. Crazy work. If I was a creator, I would never. Unless you deserved it. But I would never, okay? Crazy work. This red is very vivid. I'm also doing this in lighting that I would probably never do my makeup in because I have my lights quite turned down because I thought it looked better this way in the video. I didn't want to like blow myself out too much. I used to get comments on my YouTube videos, and every once in a while somebody will comment on one of my self-portraits and be like, why do you make yourself look white? And it like drives me up a wall every single freaking time because I'm like, I'm not white. I'm not trying to make myself look white. Depending upon different lighting, I do look different. Yes, I will agree with that. I do have a different tone, but that's just called lighting, babes, and the power of black beauty. I don't know. Like, sometimes you get into, it's very much giving when people say, like, like Beyonce or somebody like bleaches their skin or something. I'm like, you can tell when people bleach their skin. I am not one of them, and I'm not purposely lightening my skin or anything of that sort. I have no agenda or no reason to do that. How would that benefit me at all? Well, I guess societally it would benefit me, but I don't care. I don't care about that. What I do care about is making other black girls find me. And I would not have that as easily if I'm constantly going around trying to light my skin in pictures and videos. Like, it's a very weird accusation. I don't understand it. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does. Yes, I do agree with that. 'Cause like, why? Why? Like I said, sometimes I understand that in certain photos, in certain lighting. And I call it out too. I'll post it on my story. I'll be like, well, why do I look Caucasian adjacent in this? Like, I'm uncomfortable. I need to go get a tan. Like, I would call it out if I think that I look a little pasty. All right? I'm aware. It's never my goal though. At all. In fact, if I could have my childhood skin tone again, oh, because I was deep. I was deep because I was in the marching band, so as I was out in the sun, I was deep and I was rocking that shit. Um, but I will never be like that again without skin cancer, truly, without without risking it, because I was definitely not wearing sunblock back then. So that was just pure the sun kissing me every single day. I have to remember I have to take pictures of this, so I can't get like I don't want to get bad with this. You know, I should be wearing sunscreen more often. I don't. I don't. It's pretty sinister. But to be fair, also, I don't leave my house and I don't go outside very often, which is how I attribute my alabaster skin to, is my lack of sun. But I do tell people you should wear sunscreen. Don't do what I do. Do as I say, which is sunscreen. But do I do it? Not as often as I should. All right, that's a good base because now there's so much glitter in all of my makeup now because I just use glitter every single day. That's not disgusting because I only use my eye makeup and nobody else does. If you share your makeup, do not be blowing into it. That's disgusting. Don't do that. But this is going to be good. With my little brush here, or mirror. I actually just went into this and I realized I don't even know what shape I'm doing. Yes, I do. Now I do. I think I might grow out my eyebrows, not bleached. Quite possibly. So I think today I am going to do my eyebrows as if they weren't bleached, which could be a bad idea because they're not shaped, but never use sunscreen. Yes, that's the thing. I'm like, if I'm not outside, I go outside to let the boys outside, and then I stand in the shade. Hey, sorry. I guess I should also say hi. But I feel like if, Twitch tells you it's their first time in the chat. How interesting. Welcome to the chat. What was I saying? Yeah, I go outside, let the boys outside, stand underneath the shade, and then that's it. Then I come back inside. I'm an indoors cat. I'm not out there. So I appreciate that. I appreciate your kind. Just jumping in, saying hey, talking. I love that. But I do. I mean, if you're somebody if you work like a normal job, or maybe you are driving for hours back and forth, or you are outside, then yeah, maybe you should do sunscreen. Maybe you possibly should. But like I said, I don't live a normal, typical life, so I'm not the most worried about it. I'm just not. If I know I'm going to be outside for hours, I will, though. But also, that's not my life. I'm not outside for hours. Not me. Not here. No. I'm trying to think, like, because I definitely should have burnt my face off as a kid then. Oh, although I did get sunburned one time in my life, and that was when I was a child, and I was in marching band, and it was because I was in marching band. We were out in that sun, and I think like 2 girls had passed out earlier that day too. Like, it was a pretty hot freaking day, especially for Pennsylvania weather, and I had burned all my shoulders, and I was shook. I was like, what the heck is happening here? Because, that's not my ministry. At least I thought. I thought it was not my ministry. I thought clearly this is not my kind of problem. And even as I'm older, as you could tell, I still clearly believe it's not my problem, because I don't wear sunblock now. But yeah, my whole shoulders. I remember my mom freaked out. She was like, "I gotta go get aloe vera. I don't even know how to take care of this." And that lady burned. So I don't know why she was acting brand new. Like that lady gets red, and she burned. Red lobster, crazy. Yeah, I was terrified for my life. I was like, "What is happening?" Um, Shoulders peeling and everything. Yeah, but that was the only time I've ever burned in my life. Yeah, I'm trying to think because even when I had the top down on my car, how was I not burning? But I guess I was only leaving my house at night. That clearly must only be the answer because I'm thinking I had my top down. So, and I'm not saying black people can't get skin cancer. Please don't let me make it seem like this is like some sort of weird propaganda. This is not it. But I was just out there and I haven't gotten burned as an adult yet. I don't know. And we should be getting burned more now. Our ozone, if we even have one, is gone. Okay, so we should be getting way more burned. But indoor animals. Are you an indoor cat? Is that why you're not getting burned? Maybe we're just not having enough barbecues. Okay, now I'm gonna pat this all over the lid. I'm trying to think if I have any other stories about sunburn because honestly, I will say every single time I see a white person get burned, I'm always like I'm shocked, and I know what happens to them, but like the way it looks violent, I'm like, are you okay? And then if you touch it, and then like it turns white in that area, and then it slowly all turns back to red again. Not that you should touch it. It does hurt. It does. It's also like you could feel the heat radiating off of them. They're like little heaters when they burn like that. It's so cute. But it is such a fascinating. I'm always like shocked Pikachu face every single time I see a very very red white person. Um, Once again, not my ministry, so I just don't know. We reflect that. Well, I guess since we are deeper in color, we absorb it as opposed to like, and not in like we absorb that heat and use it like little generators as opposed to burning ourselves with like hot coals. Yeah. You know what that does remind me of though? My best friend, when I was talking to her on that 8 hour FaceTime, um, she was like, because we were talking about we both kind of have like similar ideas artistically, and she was like, you know what you should do when you get big enough? You should also get somebody to make you a cartoon or a comic. And I thought about it, and I was like, damn. You know, it would be kind of fun to be a comic. I don't know, like, what my superpower would be. I think I'd have to be like a siren superhero type character for sure. Oh, the power. Well, not the power of song. That for some reason sounds really like Disney, and I don't know. That's really the vibe I'm going for, but I think I would definitely have like a siren call for sure. Um, that's what that made me think of. Kryptonian, comics. I'm sure you see my brain logic there. It makes sense. It's linear. Although she says that I would make a good comic book character. Not that you know who my friend Ebony is, but she would make. Actually, is she on my board? She's on my board. Hold on. She would make. She would make an amazing comic book character. She doesn't look like this anymore now because she shaved her head, and she also has bleached brows, much like myself. But let's see if you can see. That's me, and then that's my best friend. And I think she would make an amazing. She has like really amazing like arms. She kind of gives like Black Laura Croft. She is so cool to me. She would make an amazing like kick-ass superhero. Like, and I mean kicking ass. She would kick ass, or she'd do something with technology. Like the boop boop beep beep boop. That would be her. She is so cool in that way. I forgot what brush I was using. I don't know though, like, because I wouldn't want to go invisible. I like the limelight too much. I can't be invisible. But I guess my superpower would be something with singing, probably. I think we are gonna have to do glitter just to like give this a little bit more oomph. This is gonna get cooler though. This is gonna get much better. Who's just came out with a music video? Tyler the Creator. Have any of you seen that yet? Because I haven't seen it yet. But I do plan on, because Willow's in it, Ayo's in it, and I wanna see it. I want to see it because I'm like, he got a bunch of weird black girls together for this. There's got to be something to this. There's got to be something good to this. I just forget with how dark it is. I gotta like angle my head around to make sure I'm in the light and getting something kind of even going on. Okay, where's my blending brush? There it is. I thought I lost my brush. Just gonna blend all these shades together. Like so. And then I need something to kind of deepen my crease a little bit. Let me go in with this darker color. Put this out here. I'm gonna get kind of, I don't know if I want to go full sunken eye. I love a sunken eye look, but I don't know if I want to go full sunken eye. So we're just gonna play it by ear with little baby steps. By just slowly deepening this crease. Hey, how are you? Um, honestly, I would not discount this as a typical look for me because I do be wearing full glam as like a typical daily look for me, but I am particularly doing this look so that I can take pictures for my birthday. Just like a quick little birthday photo shoot. We're not doing anything big this time around, but I just want something sexy and vampiric. you know? How are you doing, Nightwolf? Yeah. So, and I don't have the look fully fleshed out. I just knew I wanted to do something vampiric and kind of sexy. Um, that was really all that was going through my head was I want to feel sexy going into 32. I almost forgot when I was talking about it in my story. I was literally like turning 33, and then I was like, wait, 32. Um, but I'm good. I'm so much better now that my period actually started today. That's what we were talking about way earlier, is how much more alive I am now that my period has officially started. Because PMS? Why? 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 But I'm glad you're doing okay. Sucks that you're at work though, but I'm glad you're doing okay. Okay. Oh, wait. This is going to have a good vision. I can see the vision now. For a second, I was like, I'm just like really aimlessly kind of slapping this shit on and have no game plan whatsoever. But now I'm seeing things come together. I think I am going to do. Oh, I just don't know which. I have two reds here. And I don't know which. Ooh, I'm thinking this one actually. Because this one's a little bit deeper. This one's like candy red. I think I'm going to do this more deep red. I just don't want to do it before I put the rest of my face on, honestly. So, I think I'm ready to do that now. And then if I want to deepen things up around it, I can. So let's do glitter. Glitter time. I have my nails done now. I did these cute little press-ons. I previewed them on my Patreon, but I did these cute little pink press-ons, which means I don't have as easy access to my phalanges as I usually do. So I guess I'm just gonna grab a flatter brush. Thank you. I really like them. I didn't know because usually I do like dark nails if I'm gonna do my nails at all. But I really love pink. And I know my shoes that I'm wearing for my birthday are pink. And so I said, let's do pink. I can usually get my nails to stay on. Well, it depends. I could purposely get them to stay on for only a week. But if I want them to last longer, I could usually get them for about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks, I think, is the longest I've gotten my nails to stay on me. But it really comes down to, like, I've noticed it really comes down to possibly the buffing. You have to buff your nails before you put, like, you cannot have a smooth nail before you put the glue on there. It's gotta be, you gotta rough them up to give the grit, give the glue some grit to hang on to. I don't know if 2 weeks is a long time. I've heard people get them to last for like 3 weeks or something like that. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. But, hey, good job for you. I just feel like they'd also grow out at that point, and I don't you know? Or if they don't grow out, the pattern on them. Okay, so this is my other thing. I have a problem with, and I don't know if it's just because of all the hair lotions I use and whatnot, but especially with like chrome nails like these, I will, and you'll see, don't focus on my face, focus on my nails. They have a little bit of a texture on them, and that is because I put a top coat, just like a regular top coat on top of them, and I didn't use a good top coat, but I did put that top coat on top of them because the polish of the nail will just come off over time. Oh, well, that sucks. Hold on. If you don't do them from scratch and buy the pre-made, yeah, that's, are you buffing the pre-made nails too? Because sometimes you have to buff both your nail and the pre-made nail on the inside and then do the adhesive. But But yeah, I'll notice that the chrome will sometimes come off. And so I started putting a top coat on to protect the chrome design of the nail. And that's helped me make sure that the actual nail design will stay on. Because it's just the screen printing will come off from like the hair lotions, all the oils, all my cocoa butter. They're very anti black, actually. The more I think about it, I'm like, girl. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I could probably do like a, not yet, since obviously I have my nails done right now, but I could probably do a reel or something, just like a little short of me doing my nails and then show you how I do them. If that'll help, I can add that to my list of things. Oh my gosh, this is already a mess. I got glitter already everywhere. If you never did makeup before, a good starting place, honestly, a good starting place would be whatever your favorite feature is. Seriously. Like, there isn't really like, because you can get into a real hole anywhere. And not like a bad hole, but you can get into a rabbit hole like with like your foundation. You can get into a rabbit hole with the lipsticks. Like, you can get really pretty obsessed with just about anything. I would pick a feature that you really like on yourself and then focus on doing makeup there first. And then you'll look at your face and go, I really like, let's use your eyes, for example. I really, really love, putting just blue eyeshadow. Like, you can get away with just grabbing like, just a nice shimmery shade and just like putting, they're on Twitch. That's why you can see, that's why I have it on my screen so that you can see, everybody's chat. I tried to make it so that everybody can kind of see each other. But if you're not seeing them, it's probably because they're on chat. I can see you're on YouTube. What am I saying? Oh, yeah. You can get into a real rabbit hole when it comes to makeup. And so if you like your eyes, I would say start with your eyes. And then you can learn things like eyeliner. You can learn things like eyeshadow. Like, one of my favorite looks to do is just grab like a shimmery shade and just put that all over my lid. Just one color. And then that's it. And then sometimes I'll put a little bit of mascara on top of it and brows, and that's it. If you love your lips, you can then learn how to just do lip liner and lipsticks and learn what kind of lipstick formulations you like, whether you like mattes or sheers or whatever. I think it just comes down to picking a feature you really like on yourself and then starting there. If you really love your skin, maybe then you want to play around with blushes and highlighters before you get into like all the foundations of it all and stuff like that. And then I would also, if you're on Pinterest, I would look for people that have similar features to you, because otherwise you're going to look at makeup looks, think that you can try to do it, and then you're going to be like, why does this not look like that on me? And it's going to be because they just have different features than you. And you will notice it when you do your makeup. It will become very noticeable. But really, I just say start with the feature you like on yourself and just play around doing makeup there. And you'll notice for me, like, I love my eyes. I love my eyes. So a lot of my makeup tends to be eye-centric. That's just my thing. But obviously I've graduated to putting makeup on other parts of my face. But usually my makeup is centered around my eyes, because that's just my favorite feature, despite me being a glasses wearer. So I hope that helps. I hope that kind of answers that. But yeah, I did. That's why, like, there's two separate chat screens, because I just wanted to make sure that, like I said, I knew some people were over on YouTube, and I need those watch hours for sure. and some people are over on Twitch, and Twitch is definitely made for streaming. So that is also why I duo them both at the same time. But I'm glad that helps. I'm about to lock in and do the glitter, though. So if I seem like I'm a little bit zoned in, it's because I'm doing the glitter, and, there's a time. We got glue right now. There's a time limit to this. And I'm not doing this with my fingers, and that's just kind of upsetting me and my homegirls, because honestly, I love to do everything I can with my fingers. Don't underestimate your fingers. Honestly, best makeup tool is your hands, That's my mom was talking to me about. I said I was gonna lock in, and here I am just jabbing my jaws anyway. My mom was talking to me about how she does her makeup, her foundation with her hands, and I'm like, you should actually, girl, you should be doing your foundation with your hands. I don't know why people are so elitist about that. Like, I actually think my foundation tends to look better when I do it with my hands. I just don't do it a lot because honestly, I just don't want to hear people's freaking opinions about stuff like that. But the warmth of your hands are amazing. God, I wish I was doing this with my fingers. Yeah, I'm sure it's a messy thing too. And people are very about hygiene. And I'll be honest with you, as long as you're not sharing your makeup with everybody, and like, listen, if you have pink eye, maybe get a new mascara wand. You know, you don't need to be using the same makeup products if you are infected with something. But if you're not sharing your makeup, whose germs are you worried about? Whose germs? Whose germs? Like I said, I blew in my eye palette earlier, but like I'm not sharing that eye palette with anybody. If I was, I wouldn't be blowing in that. But that's just my personal palette. I'm gonna blow my own germs onto that. You know. But I think it's just some other people's way of being a little bit elitist about stuff like that. I do think people, when it comes to beauty, people like to be on their pedestals and their high horses and whatnot. And I'm just like, babes, it's actually like not that serious. We are playing in paint, okay? This is just paint. It's literally just finger painting on our faces. It's not that serious, okay? Like it's fine. I promise you, it's okay. Well, I got some glitter on my face anyway, but it's fine. Seeing that on, this look is getting a little bit brighter than I intended, but it's okay. It's okay, because we can still bring some moodiness into it. And I think I'm going to... I guess sometimes I should make sure that I'm not covering my face with the mirror and you can't see me. I guess every once in a while, I should make sure that you can see my face in the frame. Sometimes, though, I can't tell a makeup is going to be good until I move on, until I take a break from that feature and then just go to the next feature. And I think this is going to be one of those cases where I just go, you know what? I actually don't know if this is going to be a good look. It may not be, but we'll see. We're gonna keep on going with this eye, and then we're gonna move on to a different feature for a little bit. We'll come back to the eyes in a moment, you know? Maybe I should have actually done a black glitter or something instead of the red, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not bad. It's just not exactly what I was going for once I realized what I was going for. Once I thought about it, it was like, this is, I think, the look I'm going to go for. This is not exactly it, but it's okay. It's not bad. Thank you, though. I got a lock in for this glitter. I really do like this NYX glitter glue though. I did not know I would like it as much as I would, but I do really like it. Oh, Nightwolf. I do want to update you on the House Labs foundation, so I'm going to use it today. There is a chance it might be breaking me out. And I only say that because at first I was breaking out a little bit and I was like, oh, well, you know, my period's coming soon, which is why it's pretty inconclusive about whether it is the foundation or not. But I was like, I'm kind of breaking out. Could be my period. Could be the fact that I'm eating more sweets than usual because it's birthday month, you know? So I didn't want to blame it on the foundation, but then randomly, just out of nowhere, I don't know if TikTok read my thoughts or what, but TikTok was like, hey, here's some videos of people that were using that foundation and broke out and had like fungal allergies, I guess, to it because of the clean products in it or something like that. Like, I guess after 6 months, it's not very good. Now, mine should be way younger than that because I literally just bought it. I don't know 100% for sure. We're going to see. I don't remember the last time I've ever had like an actual allergic reaction to a product. So it could be hormones and it could not be that foundation. I will have to let you know in about 2 weeks. I'm going to give it a fair, like, okay, my period has started today, so my hormones should definitely be, like, calming the heck down. And I'm not really breaking out right now. All my breakouts are hanging out. I don't currently. The only other one I use is the NARS one, and that one's a matte one, and that's nowhere near the same. If I do find out that it is that foundation, I will definitely be in the lookout for another one because I want that finish. I love the finish of that foundation. That foundation is so freaking beautiful. And I will be mad if I'm allergic to the House Labs foundation. I will actually be pretty mad about it. But I am going to give it a little bit more time, risk my skin for the science of it all, and see what happens next. Because I really like it. So, but I have heard other people have had allergic reactions to it. So I am looking. I am paying attention to it just to kind of see what's going on there. Did you switch to a Bobbi Brown or are you saying that one's similar to it? That House Labs is so beautiful because literally, I mean, you were there when I first tried it. That color match was unbelievably crazy. Like, I was like, wait. Like, I did not expect the color match to be that good. It was so freaking good. I think that should be good. Oh my gosh, Florence is playing on my Spotify. Florence and the Machine coming back. Okay. I'm ready to be wailing with the banshees, okay? I am ready. But we'll see. Oh, had an allergic reaction to the Bobbi Brown. Okay. I will let you know if things get sinister over here. I mean, I be talking on my stories, so I will probably say something very soon if I realize, oh, it's this foundation that's ruining my life. Because I was breaking out a lot, and I don't get hormonal acne like that, so I was kind of confused, and I honestly didn't blame it on the foundation at first until those TikToks started popping up, and I was like, wait. And then it's been since maybe my last stream since I've done my makeup, which should probably be about 5 days. So I don't know. It could be the foundation. I don't know yet. We will see, but it could have been the foundation. But that's how little of allergic reaction I have to products typically, is it didn't even occur to me to think that it was an allergic reaction. Okay, I need to go onto a different part of my face because otherwise I'm gonna obsess about these eyes, and I can't do that right now because I'm not gonna fix it. I'm not gonna fix it until I know what the rest of my face looks like. Well, speak of the devil, we going on to the face. We are doing it. I don't know exactly which products I want to get into for like concealer and stuff yet, but I did mention that I think I'm going to do regular brows because I'm toying with the idea of growing out my brows and not bleaching them anymore, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Suddenly, I couldn't remember what I actually use on my face. I was really like, now I don't know what's going on. So I might have to go back over there and grab more product because I honestly don't remember. But get that all out of my face. Gonna do some of my Sephora setting spray. Hard to spray it in this room with my fan, just blowing all over the place, but it is what it is. Then go in with the devil, possibly. The House Labs foundation. It's gonna know I was talking about it. It's gonna know. And it's gonna be like, girl, you was talking bad about me and your birthday's coming up? Double whammy. Please don't. Please don't. And I have my mirror down here. A little far from my face, actually. Maybe I can bring it a little bit closer. Woo! Just clicking on things. Like, it's just such a beautiful product. I really hope it's not this foundation. Because it is so beautiful. Okay, I do actually have to bring my mirror closer to me. Unfortunately, I am that blind. I did not think I was, but here I am. Are you guys doing anything this weekend? This is supposed to be a vampire playlist that I have, and it's playing Iron and Wine, and I just don't really associate them with vampires, but it's okay. Ooh! What kind of show are you going to go see in Dallas? I'm seeing Texas pop up a lot, actually. I'm what's going on in Texas? Because I'm like, dang, y'all really be coming into this chat, and maybe I need to go to Texas for a little bit. Awesome, mine's in 3 days. And a love that. I love that. Well, happy early birthday, Virgos, for the win. I love that. Ooh, you are a DIY queen. That is one thing for sure. I love watching like all the house updates you make. They're so good. I get that. I think there is a burlesque show happening on my birthday too. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go or not. I don't know. I don't know what the mood will be on my birthday because I will officially have my period on my birthday. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely going to get sushi though. I get sushi every year on my birthday. So I did decide I'm going to do that. Do I have any Leo traits? I I could say no, but I think everybody that meets me thinks I am a Leo, so that would be incorrect. That would be very wrong. I think the most Leo thing about me is probably um wait. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Hold on. The most Leo thing about me is probably like I seem very showboaty. Like I seem very like big and loud and like I want all the attention on me. But I think my Virgo side makes me a little bit too reserved for that or a little bit too aware for that. So like while I look the way that I do, and if I was fully Leo, I think that I would be a lot more in your face about it. Um I think because of my Virgo side, there is a side that's like kind of a little bit more like, yes, I look this way. And I like have a very like yeah, it's a very physically Leo vibe, but I don't have the Leo personality to back it up. Um yeah. Yeah, and that's yeah. Everybody gets very surprised about the because they think I should be a Leo, but no, no. And I love being a Virgo. There's something about the switch up that I also love very much. Is no, you think I'm a Leo, but ha ha ha, fooled you. I am actually a Virgo. You are wrong, and I love that for me personally. Yeah. But I think it's the big hair and stuff. And then what? Sushi doesn't sound like a very good B-Day present? Because sushi is the ultimate B-Day present, okay? You would be incorrect about that. But going to a burlesque show, it just depends. If I'm going to go to a burlesque show, it has to be a very, very good show. Yeah, I mean, I could see Virgos being considered very analytical people for sure. I think there's a calculatedness to, oh, you are right. You are definitely right about the period. I definitely had to cut myself off mid sentence because you are right. The period is actually diabolical. Why would you do that to me on my birthday? And by all accounts, that will actually be the last day of my period. I will have the last day of my period on my birthday. Which also feels very fucking rude. Okay. Very rude. So all I know is at least 32, I'll be walking in with a brand new uterus. I guess that truly is the ultimate present. Possibly. I'm bright siding it, you know? I do know the rest of my chart. So Virgo sun, Capricorn rising, and Scorpio moon. But my chart in general is all pretty balanced. I really do have all 4 elements in pretty equal flow in my chart. I think I'm trying to, hmm. I don't know where the exuberance necessarily would come from. Maybe because I have a pretty good amount. I definitely do have Leo in my chart. Hold on. I'm just trying to think. It's just not in my top 3. Hold on. Let me whip this picture out. And then I'll give you my Mercury is in Leo. And I think that's it. And my Chiron? I know what I'm trying to say there. That is also in Leo. But yeah, but Beyonce, she's a Virgo. I think the thing about, that's what I was trying to say before, is the thing about being creative as a Virgo is there's always a mathematical science behind it. So like, I'm not creative necessarily for the sake, well, yeah, I am creative for the sake of being creative, but there's always like a method behind it. It's not like I just put things out into the world. There's always symbolism. There's always stuff that's always behind it. And I think that's what makes my creativity Virgo essence as opposed to like a Leo essence, which I think Leos tend to just do things because it's fun and for the entertainment of it. Whereas Virgos do things in a very calculated, like, yes, I'm going to do this and it's going to be amazing and awesome and creative and all this stuff, but there's going to be a reason behind it. I'm not just doing it just to do it. And I think that's where I find myself, is I'm doing things because there's like a reason behind it and not just to like do it for the sake of just entertainment purposes. I think that's the big difference between the two signs when they're being creative. This product is dry now. Why do I think I'm blending anything in at this point? I'm not blending anything in. But I am... Did I not bring my concealer up here? I did not. I knew I was forgetting something. Yeah. I think, because there are a lot of signs that are like, so Virgo is sister signed with Pisces, I believe. And I've met Pisces people. I don't know why I paused like that. I think I'm trying to think of how to say it. But they can be creative for the emotions behind it. It's a very different vibe. I just want to pour myself out there. I just want to, my sorrows and all of that. Whereas Virgos are like, right. I see that you want to put all your crybaby feelings out there, but what's the point? What is the point behind it though, bro? Like, I think there's just a difference to it. I do love astrology though. I was reading my friend's, I have a sex astrology book. And I was reading my friend's sextrology to her. And that was a lot of fun, but also I was like, girl, you don't have to say yes or no to any of this. I don't need to know that much about you. And then as I'm reading it, she just starts gagging. And I'm like, all right. Nice to know that I know these things about. And I was not surprised either. But I was like, damn, babe. I don't think I need to know that much about you. But also, I kind of knew that much about you. Like, I love astrology for that reason. Like, it's kind of nice to, like, just know things about people, but you got to get past the sun signs. I love a sun sign, but like they only tell such a small, like the smallest portion of the story. You got to really get deep into those charts, really deep, and dig around in there. Which is also why I really only know my signs, and I could tell you maybe very superficially what other signs are about, but there's so much to know. So it's much easier if it's relevant to you than if it's not. So I don't mind looking up for somebody else, but I'm like, if you want me to know on the top of my head your astrology, yeah, that's I can't tell you, babe. That's too much for me. Nelly Furtado, this ain't no vampire music, babe. This is why my makeup is not chopped. It's not chopped, but this is why it's not going the way that I. You know what? I'm just gonna play myself the Sinner soundtrack. We just gonna call it a day. I do need to figure out music wise how I can play my music and not get in trouble with any copyrights or whatever. But also, respectfully, I don't want to listen to anybody else's music. So I don't want to be able to invite people to play their music through my playlist because no. No. And if you don't like my music, that's fine. That's fine. But this is my page. I will not have to be force fed your music on my own page. I'm good. I'm good on that. Personally. This is how I know, like, sometimes I forget who I was in school, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I hated a group project in school. And that is part of it. 'Cause, no, this is not a group project. This is a solo exhibit. Absolutely not. I have glitter in my hair. I have glitter. Why is my mommy texting me? Why did my mom just text me she wants to dye her hair platinum blonde? Girl. Girl. I won't lie though. I'm looking at wigs because I kind of want to go blonde. I can't judge her too much because I too am considering going blonde. I won't do it to my real hair, but I am considering with my real hair doing a blonde streak. My only reservation is I don't want it to be a coppery color. I want it to be blonde. And I fear the amount of damage that one streak would just leave my hair actually straight, and my hair is not straight. And I want it to still kind of blend in with the rest of my hair. So I may not be able to do it with my real hair. But I do think blonde wigs may be in my future because I don't know. We need to shake up the table. We need to do something new. 32 is giving. We're gonna have fun again. We're gonna have fun with our looks. I might be going back to dark brows, which is fine. But then that means I got to do something funky with it somewhere else, which could be the hair. We could be going back to not back. We could be going blonde, possibly. Definitely a platinum. I would so much prefer if I can find like ashy tones, but I know with synthetics, which is my personal preference with wigs, because I do switch my hairs out all of the time. I would prefer to find a synthetic in like an ashy tone. I just know it's going to be really hard to find an ashy toned, kinkier textured, like a kinky straight in that. I'm probably going to have to like learn how to dye synthetic wigs and just buy the 613 and then tone them to like a cooler blonde tone. But I think it might eat. Honestly, I think it might eat if I decide to do it. A dark brow with an ashy blonde. Yeah. It might eat. I'm onto myself in the monitor here because I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I have done blonde way back. I fear almost 10 years ago, if not longer. Yeah, synthetics can be dyed. You have to use RIT dye or just any sort of synthetic fabric dye. I just personally have never done it before. I don't think it would be hard. I just haven't done it before. So it'd be something new for me to experiment with. And I just have to decide how brave I'm feeling about it. Because I think, okay, wait. The vision for me is to take a Letitia. If you don't know the Letitia wig, that's the wig that I have been wearing. Yeah, the straighter wig that I have been wearing more recently. Take one of those in a 613, do it in ashy blonde, get some choppy bangs in the front going. So then I have like a shag. I think a shag would be super cute. Long layered shag, a little bit of bounce, a little bit of curl in it with like a choppy bang in the front would be super cute. And like still have the bangs be long enough where if I didn't want them in my face, I can kind of just like have like a curtain bang effect going on. But I think a nice shag would be cute and an ash blonde. But also, I say like, what if it looks bad? But like, I mean, I guess it's not my real hair. That's the whole point. And it's synthetic, so it's not like it's killing my wallet, really. But also, I just hate when something fails. Really, it does bum me out when something doesn't work in my favor. But maybe that'll happen. I'll wait till I turn 32. I'll wait till my period is over. Until we know for sure the crash out is done. And then maybe I'll go blonde. This next era is for sure giving vampire, though. This next era of my life is giving powerful vampire, doing everything as my big bad self. No minimizing the self. Dropping things. No minimizing the self. And I think I need a new hairstyle with that. I did the natural hair colors, and the only reason why I kept sticking with natural hair colors is honestly because I was like, people are going to be so confused coming to my page if they're not going to know who I am. If I post something and one day I have this color hair and the next day I have this color hair and the next day I have this color hair. But honestly, I think that's part of the appeal. I think part of the appeal is not knowing what I'm going to do next. At least for me. Because that's part of the appeal to me, is that I don't know who I'm going to be when I wake up tomorrow. I don't know what kind of look I want to execute the next day. I have zero plans when I decide this is what I'm going to look like. And I think it's okay for, and the only people that are really confused are these people, okay? Because we don't be getting our kind mixed up like that. We know what their facial features look like. We don't do that. So I think blonde is in the future. I think in the close future. So I guess I should stop knocking my mom, and when I'm done doing my makeup and I go to call her, I should apologize preemptively for making fun of her for wanting to go blonde. Maybe we'll be twinsies. She does it all the time, though. Girl, like, I love her, but... So, it was a pretty dedicated hairstyle for me for years, is I would shave half my head. And then I had a mohawk, but most of the time, I only had half my head shaved. She decided she was going to do the same exact thing. And so she started doing half her head. And then one day she said, I think I'm going to shave the other side. And I told her, girl, don't do that. Because you're going to regret that. Because that's what I did. I shaved the other half of my head. And honestly, I regretted it. I was like, why did I do that? I only needed one side shaved. Now I'm stuck with this mohawk. And it just feels more miserable going out a mohawk than it does half a shave. I don't know what it is, but something about half a shave is like way more manageable to grow out than a full mohawk. And she didn't listen to me. She did it anyway. And she literally called me seconds afterward and was like, hey, so I did a thing. And I regret it. And I said, babe, no, I done told you not to do that. I told you. Played yourself. Played yourself. And it took her ever to grow that out. Like, and I was like, do you think I just talk to you just to talk to you? You don't think I speak wisdom? Do you think that I am not just trying to save you? Like, I'm telling you, they were put on earth just to stress us out. I don't really understand. I beg. Like, girl. I gotta rein that girl in. But now she wants to go blind, which now I can't knock her because, like I said, I have been thinking about going blind myself, so I can't really say anything about it. But you know what the difference is? I'm gonna do it with a wig, okay? I'm doing it with a wig. I'm not doing it with my real hair. I remember when she relaxed her hair and I told her not to do that. I said, girl, just pick up the flat iron. You don't have to do all that. Just pick up the friggin' flat iron. Heat damage it. I don't care. Do that. If you put a relaxer in it, you're gonna regret it. Calls me the next day. So, I did a thing. Ma'am, do you need me to come down there? Cause, like, why? Why don't you listen to me? And then I had to tell her the story about how I put relaxer in my hair. And then I regretted it because I was like, wait a second. This isn't really what I want. I just wanted to do this old switcheroo, which you can do with a flat iron. I have a couple of gray hairs in this patch that I said I wanted to bleach. Each of them, an initial for my mother's name. And her other kid. Honestly, her other daughter too. Love them down bad, but ooh. I definitely did a little bit too much of that lighter highlight color. Ooh, remember how I talked about being Caucasian adjacent before? This is given the Caucasian adjacent for sure. We gonna fix that. That's what I get for running my mouth. Honestly though, the more I think about it, I think that's why I kind of love, like, my family is so female dominated. Like, everybody has girls in my family. There are very few men. All the men in our family are basically married into the family. People just be birthing girls all the time. The men that do get birthed though, all diabolical. All of them are diabolical. Should have been girls because as men, diabolical creatures, we do not claim them, okay? Except for my brother. He's one of the very few good ones, okay? We all just start texting each other like, I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna do that. And I just sit there and I go, the beauty salon is closed. Don't do that. Don't do that, babe. Don't do that. Or, you know what? I do approve that action. Go ahead, do that one. Because sometimes they be saying stuff and I'm like, you don't need to do that. But sometimes I do support their choices. I do support women's rights. And I say, go for it. And I love living in being a part of a family where it's just a bunch of girls, just being girls and being like, should I get these shoes? Should I get this dress? How about this with my hair? And that's all the group chat is. It's just us. And then every once in a while, a boy will send a meme. And that's it. That is our group chat. It's all girls. And then a boy will send a meme. And that's it. And it's nice. I couldn't imagine being in a family with a bunch of boys in it. Sinners was such a good movie. It was such a freaking good movie. My God. Maybe that's I wanted to watch Interview with the Vampire tonight. Oh, wait. The double feature. That's what I'm going to get into tonight. The double feature. Interview with the Vampire. And then, wait. Triple feature. No. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. Wait a second. Interview with the Vampire, Queen of the Damned, Sinners. Like, I don't know. Sinners was so good. Sinners was absolutely freaking amazing. We got Pick Poor Robin Clean on right now. Like, oh, it was so good. I don't go and see movies. I'm not really a movie person. When I knew that movie was coming out, I said, we got to go see that movie. Like, I immediately. Are you Gil? Wait, who's Gil? Wait. But hey, welcome to the chat. What was I saying? Yeah. Don't see movies very often, but when I knew that movie was coming out, I said, I'm gonna go see it. And I waited, watched trailers, did everything I could, found out the behind the scenes was all about it. Wait, bought it online because it's only $5 more. Oh, big brain activity. I might have to buy it, honestly. And you're good. You're good. No apologies needed, babe. Have I watched... Listen. I watched the first season. Like... Wait. Okay. Watched the first season. Definitely was all about it. I want to watch the second season, but I think when I watched the first season, it was on a platform I already had. So I was able to watch it. Netflix. I think it was on Netflix when I watched it. But then the second season's only on AMC or whatever. So I'm like, oh, now I gotta get that. And I don't know if I want to get it just to watch one show, but it's such a good show. So part of me is like, do I want to wait to watch it until the third season comes out so then I can just get AMC to watch both those seasons? I don't know. But yeah, you have to buy everything at this point. Why do I have to have 7 different subscription services to watch my programs? I hate this. I hate this at this point. Why am I doing that? Interview with it is Interview with the Vampire, right? With Lestat and I think it's just called Interview with the Vampire and it's the series. I think. My day's going super duper well. I hope your day is going well too. I'm not ignoring you. I see you. We're just in the middle of talking about vampire television and programming right now. I think it's just called Interview with the Vampire. Hold on. Here's my mouse. I'm like looking at my desk and there's everything everywhere. Okay. We got confirmation. It is Interview with the Vampire. Yeah. And it is so good. They got the TV show. It is so, because it's like Southern. It's not, listen, I hope you have watched it so I don't have to hype it up to you any more than it deserves to be hyped, because it deserves to be hyped. Huge. Big. It is so good. And it's so sexy. Like, my TikTok feed knows that I am fiending right now because it just keeps sending me little videos of the Sam and names are lost on me right now. Names are lost. Well, fill in the blank, okay? It keeps sending me videos of them doing the interviews. Lestat and Louis, all right, doing their interviews, and I'm every single time I'm giggling, blushing, kicking my feet because I cannot believe I'm so in love with these two vampires, these two toxic vampires, toxic all hell, but love them, into them, want more, definitely want more. No, you need to get into it. Give it a chance, okay? You need to get into it. It is so good. It is so friggin' good. I don't know if it's considered like a cult following because it has to be, right? Because why wouldn't they move that show? It's such a good show. Why wouldn't they move it onto a bigger... I don't understand why they put the first season on Netflix and then just didn't do the rest of them on Netflix. Like, it has to be considered like a cult fave at this point because it's not moving onto a big platform. Not that AMC isn't a big platform, but like, why do I have to buy AMC to watch this show? This is dumb. This is dumb. You couldn't have done it on Prime or something. Like, what? Why? Why? Um. Oh my God. The shows the movies slash shows I'm gonna watch leading up to my big birthday. Like, and that's probably true. Netflix probably doesn't want to pay for it because they be doing big stuff. They're about to have him go on his own rock tour, whatever, and he's actually singing. I'm about to lose my marbles. I'm about to lose it. But I'm very, very stoked for the third season to come out. Even though I haven't seen the second season yet. Maybe I will, just as like a birthday gift to myself, just buy AMC for the month. Ugh. Just to watch the second season and then cancel it before the month is over. It just feels so dumb, but it is what it is. That could also be true, for sure, that AMC is using it to get as much money as possible. Because they definitely have to be making majority of their money from that show. What else is AMC giving us? What? I've never heard somebody say, yeah, so I pay for AMC. You need to watch this show on AMC. Like, I've never heard anybody say that. So, I'm going to do... Nightwolf just co-signed it. I'm going to go and get AMC just for the month. So I can watch my silly little vampire show as my birthday gift to myself. And, yeah. Like... Honestly, valid. Valid. I've never watched Dexter. Well, have I seen... Maybe I've seen a couple episodes of Dexter before. I think I know the premise of Dexter. Because he's the serial killer guy, right? But he kills only bad people or something. Actually, what was I doing watching Dexter? I'm trying to think. How did that even come up into my things that I was watching? Maybe... I don't know. I think I have seen an episode or two of it, though, before. This is the most talk about media, by the way, that I will ever get because I don't watch TV. So, but if you ask me about a vampire program, I'm into it. I'm pretty much into it. Okay, see, everybody's co-signing. You only have Paramount for Dexter. I guess that makes sense. This does make me feel less weird about the fact that I will only have AMC just so I can watch Interview with a Vampire. I'm just doing shit at this point now because I don't even contour my nose anymore, so I don't even know why I just did that. Yes. This is seriously the most I've ever talked about TV because I don't know what's going on. But I love a vampire, okay? I love a vampire aesthetic. I love a vampire thing. Everything about vampires really speaks to me. They are. I'm about to buy TV that I'm just not really... You know what else I could talk about for a very long time, though, is also Degrassi. I could talk about Degrassi for a very long time, too. But they are forcing me to pay for television when I don't really need it like that. Like, I just don't need it. But here we are. That is my dirty mirror. But here we are. Maybe 32 is giving television, entering my television era. Entering my pop culture era. Like, I'm finally going to know what everybody's talking about because I'm finally watching TV with everybody else. I did just... Because, like, obviously I have Prime because I have Amazon Prime. And I've needed something to watch while I've been in my sad boy era. And so I've been watching Degrassi. Finished Degrassi. Watched the whole all the way up until I think it was the graduating class of 2014, which was honestly quite an unpleasant watch. It was not. It's not my favorite watch. Did that against my will, but I started it, so I had to finish it at that point. I'm looking at my face. I'm also thinking thoughts. I don't know if you've ever seen all the way up until Connor gets on there. Connor, they say he has Asperger's. We know now that's called autism, but they say he has Asperger's. I was texting my sister every single time he said something truly iconic, because the way his lines were written, I was like, now that's diabolical. Why would he, like, one of the girls ends up getting cancer. She survives, all right? It's not a sad ending. She ends up getting cancer, and Connor goes, I'm glad I don't have cancer. And I just, right, okay, man. Or his girlfriend, she wears a dress 2 sizes too small, because I guess she's jealous of some, like, 9th graders. They're seniors. She gets jealous of some 9th graders, and they think her boyfriend is so smart or whatever. So she wears a dress, tries to make herself look like Miss Hot Thing, and they win prom king and queen. He goes to raise her arm and be like, yeah, we won. Strap pops off the dress, one titty falls out, and she freaks out. He goes to bring her shirt in the bathroom and goes, now, why would you wear something? No, hold on. What was the line? Exactly. Because it's the way this line was said that just really got me. Hold up. He said, why did you wear an outfit that can't contain your ample bosom? Now, why would you say that? What? Why would you say that? Like, you couldn't have just been like, so why would you wear something too small? Why did you have to say it like that? Like, and Connor was an icon. And I don't even care about their generation that much, but everything Connor said, every single time he opened his mouth, I was like, now what you about to say next, Connor? What are you about to... Go ahead, say it. Because he truly had me cracking up. I could not deal with his antics. Like, because why would you say that? Why would you say that? You could have been more normal about it, but he said, now I know what I'm looking at. I see the reality. Why don't you see the reality and wear clothes that possibly fits that? All right? But then also, because that particular character whose chesticle fell out in front of her peers, she was also the teen mom of their generation. And when she first came onto that show, her name is Jenna. When she first came onto that show, she literally came straight out the gate saying, hey, so just heads up, I'm a homewrecker. Like, she almost verbatim says that. I was like, now that's pretty self-aware and terrible of a 7th grader to know about themselves. That's... Why would you say that? Why would you... Ma'am? Adult? Where are the adults? You know? Like, why would you say that about yourself? Especially in 7th grade. I think they were 7th grade. 7th or 8th grade. Either way, that's way too young to be saying all that. How many homes? You're in 7th grade. How many homes have you been in to wreck? And how? You're holding hands on the playground. What do you... Like, I have so many questions about her prior life to being on Degrassi. Because what do you mean you know that about yourself and then proudly own it? Like, that's crazy to me. Degrassi is a wild show. And I did have moments. I wasn't technically allowed to watch it when I was a kid, but I did anyway, obviously. And I'm watching it as an adult, and I'm like, hold up. My mom may have been onto something. Maybe. Because I still don't feel like I'm allowed to watch this. Because this show is wild. The storyline, the things going on there, wild. Oh, my God. This little light of mine. This little light of mine I'm gonna let it shine. Ho ho! Hymns, okay? I'm gonna let it shine. This is such a good soundtrack. You need to get Under the Center soundtrack. This is, once again, why I would be the DJ, all right? We would just be talking about Degrassi while the vampire track's in the background. Like, I gotta get tech savvy enough to figure that all out. I'm like, did I not blend my concealer there? No, it's just that my pimple is so highlighted that... Well, damn. I do need to powder my face because I'm starting to get pretty shiny. I love that sometimes I come on here thinking I'm only going to do my makeup for like 2 hours, 3 tops. Okay, we're still good. It hasn't been 3 hours yet. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. So, but I always come on here like, oh yeah, I'm probably just going to do this thing. It's only going to take like 2 hours or something. No, jab my jaws too much. Inhale that. I'm really happy with this base, actually. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Okay. I am going to have to get powder soon. So I think Nightwolf, you were trying to put me onto. I know you mentioned the one size. I think I'm going to try that. And there's like a peach color or something or other. I think I'm going to try that for my under eyes. And then for face powder, I don't know yet. Because I don't think he has a face powder one. The one size has a face powder. Maybe they have a powder foundation, but I don't think they have a loose powder. And I'm quite unsure if I want to do, because I could do a face powder, like a face foundation, powder foundation. I'm putting a bunch of words together. I can do a powder foundation as my face powder. But I just don't know if I'm into that. Because it will be heavier. It'll offer more coverage, obviously. But it'll be heavier. And I don't know how I feel about that. Because this is such a lightweight powder that I'm using right now. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I just used the wrong color too, but it's fine. No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, that sucks. I think I am going to try and use the face powder again right now. Because I still have mine. Maybe I'll try it again. I don't know. How do you use powder? Like, hold on. How do you use a face powder? I've never understood that. So set with the loose powder and then go over with the face powder. So if I, and should the powder technically be, Okay. I'm trying to think. Because sometimes, no, you're you're good. Sometimes I just do my makeup and I forget that there's like a process behind it. So I have to sometimes think like I know that there's a process behind it. What is the process behind it so I can articulate it to somebody else? Because I've also been doing my makeup for so long at this point too that I'm like I have to remember like this is the reason why I do it in this order, or why some people do it in that order or whatever. So pressed powder typically offers more coverage in something. So I can use, or because a foundation powder would be too heavy over. Well, okay. So a pressed powder or a foundation powder, depending upon foundation powder, will offer coverage, and you can use that over foundation powder if you're like going on the stage, if you want extra coverage. Like I was mentioning that one size, I think it's technically a foundation powder and it's pressed. It's a pressed powder. So that just describes how it's offered. Like this is a pressed powder. And pressed powders are just always going to offer more coverage because they're pressed. They're more condensed. They usually have more pigment to them. So it'll typically look cakier over or over foundation if you don't know how to use it right, because it's heavier and it offers that more coverage. I can use a powder foundation in this lower half of my face because that's where all of my hyperpigmentation is. I would not use it on the rest of my face because it would be very heavy. It would look heavy as well. Confused as to why the loose translucent powder wouldn't just be used. You can use that all over. I think it just more or less has to do with what kind of finish you want at the end of the day. I think a lot of powder foundations also tend to be a little bit more matte as well. And so you can use a translucent to kind of, depending upon how heavy it is or how matte it's supposed to be, whether it has the talc in it or not, you can use that to not offer more coverage, but to take down the shine and set your makeup as well. Under the eyes, people use pressed powders typically, but if you are older or if you're somebody who's finding a lot of texture under your eye, I would say don't do that and use a loose, because with a loose, you usually have more control over over the amount of product that you're sticking in that area. So you can have more control over the cakiness that you can get under there, the crepiness especially that you can get underneath there. So like I use a loose powder foundation all over my whole face because I don't necessarily, like I said, I could always use more coverage down here, technically, whatever. Who cares? But I just want to take some of the shine down on my face. I don't want a completely matte face, so I don't use like a true matte powder foundation, but I do use something that powders just automatically absorb some of that oil. So I do use not the translucent, mine does have a little bit of color to it. I do use my loose powder foundation to kind of take some of that shine down before I put my setting mist onto there. Pressed, you can use all over if you really want to. It's just going to be heavier. You do have a tendency for it to look cakier. I think I'm repeating myself a little bit, but I hope I'm kind of answering your question there. I hope it kind of makes sense, the difference. I think it really just comes down to what kind of finish you're looking for, and also your skin condition as well. If you are somebody who's super oily, you might have better luck using because sometimes if you use a pressed and you have super oily skin, if you don't do the prep, that pressed powder it'll grab onto some oily patches and start to look a little bit muddy, which is not very appealing. So that comes down to technique as well. There's a lot, there's a lot in there. Sorry. But I personally am thinking about updating to a pressed on the lower half of my face, sticking to the loose on the upper half of my face. So, yeah. It's also weird because tutorials don't do well online. And I know that, what's his name? Robert? Robert Welch? Robert Welch. He does some tutorials on his channel and he mentioned all the time, even like his makeup background and stuff like that. He'll mention things about like makeup science and whatnot. He mentioned that those videos typically don't do super well, but he does still put them out because he knows that the people that want them really want them. The people that want them really want to know why their makeup reacts the way it does and how they can make their makeup look better. But most people aren't watching like that. So, oh, I thought I was going to do that earlier today and then I just forgot to do it. I used to do that all the time. Put the loose foundation on underneath my foundation. I love that because I mentioned to you that the reason why I like to do my setting spray or my finishing spray or whatever first is because I want to set the foundation of what I want my makeup to look like, what I want my skin to look like. This is why primer is also optional because it just depends. Like if you have dry skin, you probably want to use a primer that day so that your skin can look a little bit more hydrated underneath the makeup. If your skin looks very normal, very good, and looks the way that you want your skin to look, you don't necessarily need a primer. So she sets that powder down first to kind of keep, because I assume she probably has either slightly oilier or combo skin. And so she puts that powder down first as like a base layer to kind of trap that oil before it can go and interfere with all the rest of her makeup. And that is why she does that. And I love doing that. I used to do that years ago, especially when I was performing on stage, because obviously you want your makeup to last for a long time. You don't want your makeup to be breaking down while you're performing. And it works really, really well for that. I don't know that every day I would do that because that seems maybe a little excessive. But also she lives a very different life than the rest of us. So, and she also has access to dermatologists and all of that good stuff. So it makes more sense why she would do it more often, but yeah. Yeah. Uh, but I know that's definitely why she does that. I don't know. I don't really have oily skin to give that kind of, I have like combo to dry skin. So I can't really give advice on oily skin like that, but I do know that she definitely has to either have oily or combo oily skin, and that's why she does the powder first, for sure. Because somebody that's dry cannot do that. Like I could probably get away with powdering this area first and like my cheekbone, but I definitely could not powder down here. Could not do, no. My skin is too dry in those areas for that. But that is why she does that. And it does help. If you're finding that it doesn't work for you, that's cool. Maybe you need to use a matte primer then instead and forego that powder. Forego. Or sometimes it could be your makeup interacting with each other. Because also, I know some products aren't supposed to interact with other products and silicone versus whatever based foundations. And there's so much more that gets into it. And even I am like, babe, this just isn't working. All right, I know there's science as to why it's not working. This just isn't working. So I'm just gonna screw that idea. On to the next. Like, there's so many techniques out there. Sometimes I'm too lazy to really think about the science of certain things. But yeah, that could also be why. It could just be your products just aren't necessarily meshing well together. Under eyes, that's what I'm doing. I think I'm going to do the pressed powder under my eyes. Just for shits and giggles. You know? It's been a very long time, but if I'm going to do that, I think I'm going to wet my under eye area a little bit. Because I don't want it to look crusty. And it could look very, very crusty if I'm not careful. So I'm gonna take my setting spray on my brush. Put that underneath my eye. There's nothing extra on my brush, by the way. And then take a little bit of my powder. If I had my powder puff over here, I'd do that, but I know, so. There we go. Oh, wait, that didn't look bad at all. All right, we did that. We did that. That doesn't look bad at all. Let me zoom you in a little bit so you can see kind of, now it's dark as hell, but you kind of got the vibes. I'll turn up a light real quick. Hold on. Probably this one. And then that might be up as high as it goes. Yep. That should be okay, right? If you want me to make everything brighter, just let me know and I can do that. Just brought you a little bit closer so you can kind of see texturally what's happening here. Too busy jabbing my jaws that I did not fully conceal some of my hyperpigmentation, but also, you know, it's not the end of the world. We all know I have it. It's fine. I was gonna do bronzer, but I just feel like for a vampire look, we are not in the sun, so why would I be bronze? That is my question for the delegation. Why would I be bronze if I'm not in the sun? I did forget to put some powder on the rest of my face though. Well, I did it. I need to do it on my oily zones. Okay. Now for my contour, I'm just gonna go in with this palette that I have. It's been a very long time since I've gone into this palette. I'll be honest, I don't know if I recommend this palette anymore. I did at one point, but I don't think it's actually doing what I wanted it to do. So I don't know that it's a cheap NYX palette, so I think I want something more cool toned, especially when you're thinking about contour, you want cool tone, usually. And I just don't think that this is cool toned enough for me. I want something almost gray, but dark, so it shows up on me. My brows. It's gotten to the point now where I have to make a decision about my brows. If I'm gonna do my bleached or if I'm gonna do I don't know. I I just like having no brows so much. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do my bleach. Oops. Thought I was gonna go with a nice color. Over there. This is gonna look disgusting though because I usually use my brow gel way in the beginning of my process when I don't have my face already on. So this is just gonna have foundation caked in it, which is not cute, but it's fine. I probably won't. I don't know. I keep going back and forth. Like, I think I'm gonna still wait to actually bleach my brows until I know for sure. Because if I go blonde, I'm definitely gonna have dark brows. I feel like I need some sort of contrast somewhere on my face. So, and the likelihood that my blonde from my concealer will match the blonde in my hair is, I feel like, very slim. So, I will for sure be having dark hair dark brows if I go blonde. Which is why I think I will wait to bleach them again. Let that sit for a second. I'm gonna go in with the rest of my eyes now. I have brushes everywhere. This is gonna be the easy part because I just basically have to take the top pattern and put it on the lower. Honestly, I think doing my lower lash line is more my favorite than doing the top. Because the top is like you have to figure out what you're actually doing. The lower lash line is just taking what you did on the top and then putting it on your lower. And I kind of feel like doing my lower lash line is way more my favorite for that reason. Or if you want to get funky with it, you could do like a pop of color underneath there too. Now I have to decide, yeah, do a little bit of red underneath there as well. gonna take my fluffy brush. That is not, there it is. And make sure this is blended out to here. Grab a little bit. So, putting this down my nose a little bit. I need a little bit of red over there. A lot. Just a little. Okay. Now my brows. Like so. I guess I didn't consider how low my camera is. So I have to like go back here so you can see my whole face, but it's fine. Awesome. Sure. Even enough. I need eyeliner, mascara. Ooh, I think I'm gonna do the big lashes today. Let's do the big lashes. I don't know what lip I'm gonna do, but I am gonna do my absolute favorite blush. Let me zoom you out just a scotch. I'm gonna do my absolute favorite blush though today for sure. But before I do that, I need to get some of this stuff on so that my eyes can dry. Because my eyes do be watering sometimes. I don't know why I just was gonna do it that way. No. Trick is to go underneath your eye. I don't know why I thought I can go straight on. Okay. Okay. It's finally coming together in a way where I'm like, okay, I see the vision now. I'm not as mad about it now. I was for a second like, I don't know about it. Is it what I set out to do? No. But it's fine. It'll work. If I wasn't yapping so much, I probably could have done exactly what I wanted to do, but it's okay. Okay. While that dries, so I can put my lashes on, I'm gonna work on the rest of my face and marinate, think about what kind of lip I want to do. I don't know just yet. I'm thinking I probably have to do a nude one just because, well, we see the rest of my face. It would probably only be appropriate, but I'm gonna go on with my absolute favorite. This is definitely my favorite blush out of all the blushes I have, which is funny because it's just a cheap blush. But it's the NYX Sweet Cheeks in Red Riot. And this is just, I love this color. It's like, it's not quite red, purple base red. I'm trying to decide how heavy-handed I want to be with it. I am going to, I think that was a little bit more than what I wanted, so I'm just going to go in with my pressed powder. Here. And just marry them together. Cover up my oopsies a little bit. And then I think nude. Let's do my lashes, and then we'll know for sure if it's going to be a nude moment. With my nails. Not my favorite task. I'm just going to place this real quick to make sure that this is definitely the lash I want to do. Plus, I probably have to trim them because they are huge bad boys. Now, do I want to cut them? Got it set. can't decide. I can't decide whether I'm going to cut it or not. It's not really my favorite side anyway, so I'm going to go on with my favorite side and make my decision from there. If she flies away, she flies away. I think I kind of like them huge. Yeah, I'm going to leave them like this. We're ready to apply. Except now I just put them down and I can't tell which is which. Okay, I think I got it. I have to get more lash glue. That's what I need to do. Deciding my lip. Okay, I don't think I have the lipstick I was gonna wear in here. And I could go grab it, but I'm contemplating doing something else now. I know what lip liner I'm gonna do. I just might switch the actual color, possibly. Girl. Okay. Fix that in a second. I gotta do this. Woo. All right. I'm ready for takeoff. pinch that momentarily. Oh, hey, how are you doing? Hi, puppies. My tummy is growling. All right, we got some glue on there. While I wait for this lash, I'm gonna grab my new lipstick. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm excited. My birthday's technically not until Saturday, but this is pretty much it. This is my big stream for my birthday because, did not get to pre-plan it because that is not, I don't have that kind of foresight like that sometimes. Here you go. I'm gonna do Flesh Pot lipstick from MAC. That's what I'm going to do instead of what I originally had planned. I'm gonna stick a gloss over it. Trying to blend my liner into my lipstick so it looks a little less crazy. Yeah, I was pretty excited. I think these are like re-releases of old shades. And ooh, hold on. Before I get into my tangent, I gotta put this lash on because it's almost dry. Ooh, girl, you are so dry. Need more light. I'm so sorry if my eyeball touching is creepy because I didn't even think about that. Okay. As I was saying, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is part of the re-release. I ended up getting Flesh Pot and Stone, which I thought I was gonna love Stone more than I did, but I don't. I didn't get to own these shades when they were around when everybody was using them. So wait. Do I change my mind? Maybe I'll do a little bit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We might be cooking real quick. Okay. Hold on. I'm just gonna grab a little bit on a lip brush. Hold up. Use it at the shade in between my lip liner and Flesh Pot. Hold up. Hold up. And that's honestly my fear, is that this is a little bit too cool toned. Stone is, but it might work for this look. I was just wearing it all over my lips. And maybe that's why I didn't like it so much. Because I was like, ooh, girl, this is not giving what I thought it was going to give. And I was so excited. I'm like, I'm a decade late, but I found my own MAC shades. Here I am, you know? I would have done, what was that infamous purple one called? Because I don't remember that one, but I remember every girl had that purple one. Candy Yum Yum? Is that what I'm thinking? Wait. But when everybody was using those, I was using the Wet and Wilds because they came in like, it was like $1 each or something like that. It might not have even been $1. Rebel, yes, yes, Rebel, yeah, yeah. I just missed out on so many of those good shades back then. But I think this is actually gonna work. Hold on. And you're right. Candy Yum Yum was a fuchsia. For sure. It was definitely a vibrant pink of some sort. Oh wait, no, I did too much of the Flesh Pot. We're just going back and forth now. It's a pretty cool tone, this look, but there's something I quite like about it. There's definitely something I like about it. I think I have to put a gloss on because, well, my lips are a little dry, number one, but number two, I think that'll kind of make it make more sense. I think I want to do more blush. I definitely need a gloss with a pink tone to it. I don't wear a lot of glosses. All my glosses have actually been sent to me in PR because I don't wear a lot of glosses, but I'm hoping that I got real distracted because my Spotify is just going off right now. Sinner's soundtrack is over, and now it's just playing stuff. And I heard a banjo and I was like, girl, what the heck is happening? I feel like I'm in foreign territory all of a sudden. It's given stereotypical Arkansas. Okay. Now I'm just doing some finishing touches because I feel like we just need a little more oomph to the look. I'm undecided about highlight only because since I will be taking pictures, I actually really need to see where my camera is gonna sit first to kind of decide where I need to place my highlight for the pictures in and of themselves. Because the way you highlight for photography is going to be a little bit different than the way you would highlight for like just life. Not always, but sometimes. But I expect my camera to be up above me so I can give real evil eye. So I don't want to highlight right now. But I think I feel pretty good. I think this turned out pretty good. My lips aren't exactly what I planned. This whole look is not exactly what I planned, but I feel pretty good about it. I did crease a little bit though here, and I can fix that. Pretty easily. Ooh, that was too much. It's fine now. My dog just be barking sometimes. Me spraying my face, like I could get anything between the layer of lashes that I have on today. No, my birthday is on Saturday, August 23rd, technically. But like I said, I'm not gonna stream on my birthday. I'm probably gonna sit around, be lazy, go out for sushi later, do all the things. And I didn't want to feel like I had to be on camera for all that, so we're doing it today. But thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna take some pictures for my birthday though today. And I wanted to do something kind of vampire-esque. I'm gonna zoom you out a little bit while I play with my hair. Try to pick that out a little bit. I'm gonna have to take off my hoodie when I take my pictures. My comfort hoodie. Okay, sometimes when you're doing your makeup, you really do gotta get like out of the mirror. Like you need to not look at yourself this closely because I will say when you zoom out, it looks way, way better. Not that it looked bad zoomed in, but zoomed in, I was like, what am I seeing here? Like I got nitpicky because I was too close in on my face that I couldn't see the big picture. And the big picture, thank you. It is cute. The big picture it turned out very cute. But zoomed in, listen, I was looking too hard. I was looking a little too hard there. And I went back and forth too. I was like, do I want to take my pictures with my afro or do I want to wear, just like one of my kinky straight wigs or something? And I did actually purposely decide, this goes back to like, thank you. I appreciate you. I did actually decide to go afro because this was the year I found love in my natural hair. This goes back to like Virgos when we're creative. Like Leo would just be like, well, I want to wear the afro because I just want to wear the afro. Virgos, intention. I decided I want to wear an afro for my birthday pictures because this is the year I found self-love in my real hair and my real natural hair texture. And I said, you know what? I want to commemorate that into 32 is I love my natural hair. And I would love to take pictures that feel sexy and grown because I feel like also people feel like natural hair can't be like sexy. Natural hair is just only earthy. Not that anything's wrong with earthy and spiritual or, you know, the hippy dippy vibe. But I feel like people associate natural hair with that. And I feel like there's something to be said about, you know, being able to show up with my natural hair and feel sexy and feel just as goth and punk and vampiric as I love to feel, as I would when I have my hair with the natural wigs and everything. It doesn't have to be that deep, no, but for me it is that deep. For me it is that deep. And so even if nobody else realizes that or picks up on that, that's fine. But I chose my natural hair to wear in these photos purposefully because, hey, I think it's very indicative of where I'm at right now. And my birthday shoot should be very indicative of where I'm at. So, August 23rd, turning 32 on 23. I did not think of that myself. I didn't even realize that until it was pointed out for me. But yeah, I feel pretty good about my hair, my makeup. I don't know what I'm going to wear yet. I am taking my pictures just very simply in front of the leopard curtain because I love it. It's a perfect backdrop. It really is. Like, it's so fierce. I'm now thinking I might just wear no top. Might give them the old razzle dazzle, you know? Nothing crazy, obviously. It's going to be posted on social media. It can't be anything crazy, but might do no top, honestly. Because it's really giving that. It's really giving that vibe. Maybe I'll throw the fangs on for a couple of pictures. Just as what is it called in anime? Crowd service? Fan service? I think it's called fan service. Thank you. So maybe I'll do that for a little fan service. But this is a crazy rendition of I Put a Spell on You by Alice Smith. I can only kind of hear it right now. But she's going to work. She's in the church right now singing this. Okay. I'm Anjali. I think that's it for today, though. I think that's the majority of the look. Unless y'all have something to say to me. I might come back on later, maybe, possibly. Like I said, this is my birthday look and my birthday stream. So, this is what I got. I thought about thank you. I feel fantastic. I feel fantastic despite my ovaries trying to take me out. I don't know. I thought about at one point getting a bottle of wine and then coming back live tonight and just chilling, but I really don't know. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Getting a bottle of wine and then a big old steak and just with that steak tonight, possibly, but this did turn out way better than I thought it would. On camera, I think it's looking a little bit orangier than it is, but that's fine. I'm not mad about it. I promise it's red. I love when the glitter gets picked up, though, That's my favorite, because sometimes I have so many lights on that you cannot see the glitter. And I love when you can see the glitter moving. Ooh. That's my favorite right now. But yeah, I think I'm going to head off here. Play it by ear for tonight, quite possibly. And I really appreciate you for keeping me company while I do my makeup for my little photo shoot. And for sure, at least. Okay. Good. I'm glad you're seeing red. I'm glad. This look really did turn out way better than I thought it would too, because it's not what I thought I was going to do. I keep seeing new parts of the makeup look and I'm like, okay. Because I really was just zoomed in on my face like that. But I hope you have a great rest of your day too. The lip combo did pop off a lot more than I thought it would. But yeah, okay, for real. I will see you all very, very soon. Bye. Where's my mouse?